Hi, my name is Sasha. Welcome back to my channel, Sash Reads, and these are my guesses for the Goodreads Choice Awards Romance Edition. So yes, I'm going to be that girl this award season. I am going to try and guess what the nominations are going to be for the romance category. And then I am going to try and read the top 10. I am going to be starting this before the nominations even come out. I have done extensive research. I was on Goodreads for an hour and a half last night, and I think I have figured out what the top 10 is going to be. I think I've figured out who the winner is going to be. I've got 25 books here that I think is going to make the top 20. And let's just hope that Goodreads doesn't throw us a curveball this season. So we all kind of know that the Goodreads Choice Awards is pretty much a popularity contest, right? The number one winner is usually the ones that has the most read, not necessarily the best story. Case in point, I scrapped a vlog idea many moons ago where I read the 5 top romance winners from, I think it was like 2016. Anyway, there were 2 Colleen Hoover books on that list. One was Without Merit, which was about a uncle fucker, and then one was It Ends With Us. So I do not really take into account Goodreads Choice Awards winners that much because that doesn't have a very good track record. Now, after compiling this list, I've realized that I don't really read a lot of traditionally published romance and books published this year. If I've read anything published this year, it's usually an indie book or it wasn't romance. So I have a lot of books to get through this next 3 weeks. Like I said, I'm not going to do the whole 20. I'm going to read the top 10, but I am going to be starting this week because I can't read 10 books in 1 week. I'm going to start off with what I think will be on there, will be on the top 20. And then I've got what's most definitely going to be on there. So first of all, I'm going to go with Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This is one is an iffy because I don't know if they're going to do paranormal romance because it's not a fantasy romance. This is paranormal, but it's in a lot of contemporary romance lists if you look on Goodreads. I don't know if Goodreads is going to choose this Ali Hazelwood or if it's going to choose Not in Love. Either which way, one of those books is going to be on this list. Same with The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson. This is another like paranormal romance, but it very contemporary feeling. I'm not sure if that's going to make the list or not, so that's why I'm a bit iffy about it. Another iffy might be Lights Out by Nevessa Allen because it is a dark romance. I am like 89% confident Leather and Lark is going to be on this list, but it's dark romance. I'm like, I don't know if they're going to go in that direction or not, but like Leather and Lark was insanely popular after everyone read Butcher and Blackbird. Those are my I'm not too sure books that's going on this list. Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. This is one, I'm not quite sure if this book will make it, but I'm putting on the list just in case, you know. I'm trying to like save myself a little bit. Same with A Love Song for Ricky Wilde by Tia Williams. 7 Days in June absolutely was amazing. But I feel like not a lot of people have picked up Ricky Wilde. So I'm not quite sure if it's going to make the top 20. This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. She has been taking the romance world by storm, but also I believe this is indie published. So I'm not sure what Goodreads is going to do this year with indie published books. They have done some indie published books, but I don't know if that's because they were getting picked up by a trad publisher like the Elena Armes and I believe Elsie Silver last year too. Speaking of Elsie Silver, Wild Love is on this list because that's probably her first non-indie published book. So I have a feeling that's going to be on the list. Fall With Me by Becca Mack. This is the 4th book in her Playing for Keeps series. I think this has been picked up by a publisher. So I'm like, I think this will make it. One I've heard nothing about, but I think might be on there, is Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. This came up in my research last night, so I'm like, maybe. Lauren Ash's Love Unwritten. Her Final Offer was on there last year, so I have a feeling Love Unwritten will be on this year. Ashley Poston's A Novel Love Story. 7 Years Slip was on there last year. This book doesn't have as many ratings. It does have over 50,000, so I have an inkling that it'll be on there. Another book I've heard nothing about, Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. But this came up in my research last night. More people have read this over A Novel Love Story, but less than The Rule Book by Sarah Adams. I think Sarah Adams was on there last year too, with Practice Makes Perfect. The romance world has a lot of big players. My research was like, what was on there last year? What have they published this year? How many ratings does it have? How many people have read this book? Because like I said, it's a popularity contest. How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kuang. This is one I've kind of seen, I haven't really heard much about. I am very interested in reading it though. Swift and Saddle by Lila Sage. Oh, I have read this one. This first one I have read. I love this book. It's definitely going to be on there. I don't think it's going to win, but yes, it's going to be a top contender, I believe. Dixon Rule by Elle Kennedy. Now, I'm going to stop right there. I'm not going to read this book, even if it is in the top 10. I do not support Elle Kennedy. Look it up. I'm not Google. Google the Elle Kennedy controversy and then do with that what you will. I'm just not going to support her. Fangirl Down by Tessa Bailey, I think, is a big contender. I wasn't sure if I was going to go with this one or the All Pair Affair, but I think Fangirl Down is the one that's going to be on this list. Either way, it's going to be one of them because she did bring out those two books. Daydream by Hannah Grace is going to be on this list. I have seen a lot of love for this book. More Than Wildfire, I believe. This is a book I am excited to get to, even though I haven't read the other two. I don't really have any interest in reading Icebreaker, but Daydream, definitely. She looks like a plus-size girly on the cover, plus she's wearing a folklore cardigan, so it's a win-win for me. The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center. I believe she had a book on last year's list, and I have seen a lot of hype for this one. Wasn't the biggest fan of The Bodyguard by this author, so I was kind of hesitant to read another book by her, but it might be in the top 10, so I might have to read it. King of Sloth by Anna Wang. This book came out, and so did The Striker this year, but I have a feeling King of Sloth is going to be the one that's nominated. Play Along by Liz Tomford. This is the 4th book in the Windy City series. The Right Move was on last year's list, which I think was book 2. So yeah, I believe this is definitely going to be on the list this year. This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. She's always on this list. I feel like she'll be number 3 or 4, because you still got The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. I said I wouldn't read another Christina Lauren after The Honeymooners, but then I did read Love in Other Words. So I'm gonna give Paradise Problem a shot. What's the average rating? The average rating is 4.11, so it must be better than last year's The True Love Experiment. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez is going to be on this list, and I'm very excited to pick up my first Abby Jimenez. And then the last one on this list that I think is going to win, because this author has taken the last 2 or 3 wins, and that is Funny Story by Emily Henry. I have already read this book. I didn't like it. It was only a 3-star read. It was okay, but Emily Henry is, I know this book is going to win, so we can just not even do the awards at all. We don't need the competition. She's going to win. But you'll find out. You'll see it in a video very soon. Not very soon. Next month. You'll see in a video next month. So those are my predictions for the Goodreads Choice Awards in the romance category. Let me know down below. Do you think I'm on the money, or do you think I'm way off the mark? I'd love to hear all your thoughts and feels. If you did get to the end of this video, pop any sort of heart emoji in the comments below for romance. If you want to be my friend, you can add me on Goodreads, Instagram, or Storygraph. It's just @SashReads. And yeah, hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye.